The next generation, how are they going to shape the future? It seems reasonable, doesn't it, that if you're going to talk about the future, the best place to start is the people that are going to live in it. But I've got some bad news for you. This is not about millennials. Are there any millennials here? You're going to be very disappointed. I know you love it when people talk about you. You guys have had such a good run. I mean, people going, oh, the millennials, we need to make them happy. We need to give them cool offices. We need to give them, they need to be CEO within 18 months or they're going to leave us. You guys keep that racket running. I'm not going to stop it. But I'm here to say that you're just the warm-up act. Because the really scary generation is the ones that are a little bit younger than you. Who's got children here? Can you raise your hands? Okay, good. So you all know how that works. Right. So, who's got young kids under 10? Okay, wow. So this is sort of the EY New Parents Summit. You're very lucky if you've got young kids. And I'll say that for a very simple reason. If you've got a young kid under 10, you're much closer to understanding the perspective of an 8-year-old. And that's important because 8-year-olds are completely different to any other generation before them. Do you know the CEO of Microsoft recently said, the moment he felt most inadequate was when he met an 8-year-old. He was giving a speech just like this, and he noticed out of the corner of his eye there was this 8-year-old kid who was just completely ignoring him. He was on a tablet. So afterwards, he goes up to the kid and goes, what were you doing? And the kid goes, oh, I was bored, so I was making my own app. And I think realizing that moment that all of this talk that we have now about disruption and technology and innovation, it means nothing to this generation because they have been born into it. And they've been born into it for a very good reason. I've got a theory about this. Think about it. When your child started crying or someone else's young child started crying, what did you do? What did you give them? You did, didn't you? Who's been guilty of this? Be honest, raise your hands. Oh, come on. You think I'm going to report you? We've all done this. And you know what? We all felt a little bit guilty when we did it. Because we handed them the phone. It's like magic. They stopped crying. But we're kind of wondering, is this bad for them? I mean, it's like putting scotch in the milk, You know it works, but you're wondering, like, have I done something terrible to this child? But let me tell you what you did. You actually rewired the entire structure of their brain to the extent that they will now expect to communicate, interact, transact, and entertain themselves. Will for now forever change. And what that means for us as entrepreneurs, as leaders, and people in the business community, if you were going to now bet on the next big business shifts, what are they going to be? Well, it's not mobile. That's sort of the trap. It's not just about mobile or tablets. The truth is, the next big business shifts, I believe, will be shaped by the data-driven experiences that these kids, your kids, are now having on a daily basis. Because if you think about it, especially for kids, it's like there's now a layer of machine intelligence that sits between every experience that we now have in our daily lives, whether it's organizing transportation or ordering food or watching a video or talking to our friends. There's this layer of artificial intelligence which is now governing all of those interactions. And that's going to completely change their expectations as a generation as they grow up.